This is Reddit for On the Reddit Entertainment blog, coming to another edition of MLB Observations Week 22. So the Cubs, they've sold off pretty much everybody, and you think Patrick Wisdom would get an opportunity to play first base. Now he's out there playing third base or left field, and they're playing this Frank Schwindel guy at first base. And Schwindel is more of a quad A player. Patrick Wisdom is more of a guy that's never got an opportunity until now. And they're wasting time with Schwindel batting second when he's there clear to hit runs, drive in the runs. And the Rafael Ortega leading off, or Hermosillo, good. Those are guys who should be leading off. And then Ian Happ, though, is not number 3 hitter or a DH. He's not a power guy. He's a contact hitter. The Cardinals. Top tired seeing Paul Goldschmidt bat second and Jill Carlson bat third. You were doing it for a while where it was the reverse, and Carlson was really good in that 2 spot. I just don't get it. The White Sox. Jake Lamb in the outfield to stretch. Andrew Vaughn in right field to stretch. Moncada batting second when he's not, going to bat really high and he's not the fastest guy. I wouldn't bat him second. And Goodwin is not a number 6 that I'd rather Moncada bat 6. And then the Pirates. Michael Chavis, you call him up. You would think he could play third base. We got Phillip Evans and Key Brian Hayes. Okay, cool. You think he'd play him at first base? Nope, you got Colin Moran. Okay, and Yoshi Susugo. Okay, fine. So he's playing second base. But he's not a leadoff hitter, nor he's number 2 hitter. That's just stupid. Then they threw Michael Chavis in the outfield just to get him some at-bats. Then they're playing Cole Tucker in the outfield. I'm like, I don't know what happened. Newman used to be everyday shortstop, and all of a sudden I'm seeing other people play shortstop like this Park guy, and I'm just like, you would think that they would give Newman every day to play shortstop, and now you got Cole Tucker on the roster because everybody else who played infield is gone. Eric Gonzalez is hurt. They would play, Tucker at second base. No, they're wasting time with him in the outfield. And then Chad Kuhl was the starting pitcher for them, pitching on the bullpen, which kind of a waste. Wilmer Defoe pitched in a blowout. That's what utility players do, which is okay. And then I don't like to see Ben Gamel and Anthony Alford both starting in the other sides of Brian Reynolds. When Brian Reynolds is not a center field, he played it last year due to injury. So you would think that if you had Ben Gamel and Natural Born center fielder where they did a 1, and Anthony Alford Natural Born center fielder, you would do that. But clearly they don't know what they're doing there. The Rays, Brandon Lau's not a leadoff hitter. Nor is Nelson Cruz number 2 hitter, and nor is Manuel Margot number 5 hitter. Cruz should be a middle lineup. Margot's either top of the lineup or the bottom of the lineup. And Lau, you could bat him second. You could bat him third because he's a good contact hitter. And Wander Franco's like a rookie. I don't understand why he's batting third. There's a lot of pressure. Colin McHugh pitching on the bullpen keeps going back and forth. Get your money's worth of the starter. And Jordan Luplo's a natural born center fielder. I should not be seeing him at first base when this team has plenty of guys who play first base. Orioles. Ryan Mountcastle's a power hitter. Why is he batting second? They were doing that this year with Trey Mancini a bit. That's not where they belong. And, Hayes is a good defensive outfielder. He's an okay hitter. He's not a number 3 hitter. And the Diamondbacks. Pavin Smith's not an outfielder. Stop doing that. And I don't know why you can't just play Ketel Marte second base. It's one thing if you want to play Rojas second base or you want to play one of these young guys. That's cool. Play Marte second base and a guy like Van Meter, throw him in the outfield. That dude's a journeyman. And Rojas, at this point, is a utility player because he plays all over the place, but he's not an outfielder. Ahmed Rosario, not a leadoff hitter, is not a world's greatest hitter. Carson Kelly's a good offensive catcher, but he's not a cleanup hitter. And I know you want to get Varsho in the lineup because there's no room for him at catcher or first base. But, center field's kind of a stretch. But they have no other choice. It's just Ketel Marte and him. The Red Sox, Kyle Schwarber, we've been over. Not a leadoff hitter, not a number 2. He's an all-or-nothing power hitter. Rafael Dever, stop batting him second. He's the power guy. Stop batting Hunter Renfroe leadoff or second. I didn't even get to watch Hunter Renfroe when I went to Cleveland because they didn't play him. I would have at least liked to have seen him even if he was batting in the wrong spot of the lineup. Devers is your middle of the yard hitter. Renfroe, you got him because you had no offense last year in the outfield. And Schwarber because you needed some offense. Come on. Indian Zhu Cheng is not a first baseman. Now that Bobby Bradley's back, there should be no reason you're playing him at first base. Bradley Zimmer should not be batting 5th, especially if you got Bobby Bradley on the roster. Now, Willie Rosario got hurt, and you don't have another power guy, but still. And then Harold Ramirez, not number 5 hitter, be over this all season. Not power guy. And then I still don't get why they play Anderson Menace at second base and still play Ahmed Rosario shortstop. Ahmed Rosario is a bad defensive shortstop. Anderson Menace is a good shortstop. Just swap it. Nationals, don't want to see Juan Soto in right field still when you got Andrew Stevenson, you got Lane Thomas, you got the Hernandez guy. All of them can play right field, but Juan Soto back in left field, Schwarber's gone. And then Josh Bell, I know you want to play Ron Zimmerman at the same time, but pick your battles, okay? Josh Bell's not an outfielder. Mets, Pete Alonso's the number 2 hitter. Stop doing that. And I did like the Lindor bat at third a couple of times. That's good. He's supposed to be a power guy. Blue Jays, Teoscar Hernandez, we've been on not a cleanup hitter. Nor is Bo Bichette. And they switched things around, so it's Marcus Semien and Bichette were batting 1 and 2, and I'm like, okay, but I don't want Semien leading off because he's not a leadoff hitter. And then Alejandro Kirk's a third-string catcher. He's not batting cleanup. Dickerson's not the world's greatest outfielder, so playing right field is stretch for him playing left field. I'd rather him play first base or DH. And Gurriel's on a first base, and we've been over this. He's an outfielder who learned how to play the outfield after being a natural born shortstop. Then I'm tired to see Randall Grichuk in center field. He's not a center fielder. And then George Springer's back, but he's leading off. We've been over, he's not a leadoff hitter. It's artificial leading off. And Teoscar Hernandez played center field once in a game. That's cool because he's actually a center fielder. I know they got rid of all their center fielders this year, but, like, come on. Tigers. Robin Grossman over. He's not a leadoff hitter, nor is he number 3 hitter. Jonathan Scope is not a first baseman. Okay? Like, I know you're moving all this maneuvering, but when you got guys like Harold Castro, Paredes, Axel, and Nico Goodrum, what are they? Utility players. You play them at other positions. So if you want to move Candelario over to first base and keep Scope at second base and Willie Castro at shortstop because you want to get something on your investment, he's supposed to be one of your better prospects over the years, then stop playing him at second base and Scope at first base. And they even furthered it by throwing Willie Castro in the outfield when he's not an outfielder. You got Reyes, you got Hill, but dude, you're playing Robbie Grossman all his money. You got Cameron. You got way too many outfielders to be wasting your time by putting Willie Castro in the outfield when he's a shortstop, and you could actually play him as shortstop. Nico Goodrum can play a good outfield as well because he's a utility player. Then Eric Haas, he's not a middle of the order hitter, nor is he DH. It's a waste of a spot in your lineup. And I'm seeing them pitching Willie Peralta, Drew Hutchison, guys who this year was the first year they pitched in years. I don't know why they just can't put Michael Fulmer back in the rotation. Red. Kyle Farmer's not a shortstop, or he's a middle of the order hitter. That's stupid. And this A. Lopez guy they called up, he's not an outfielder. He's an infielder by trade. What are you doing? And Aquino's not a center fielder. Just keep him in left field. And this Glenn Schrock, he's not an outfielder either. He's an infielder by trade. And then Stevenson's a backup catcher. He's not a great hitter, so why is he batting second? I do like Jonathan India leading off. Marlins, Jorge Faro in left field is stupid. Play him at first base if you want to get both the catchers lined up. Just give one guy the day off and then the next guy play. I do like Jazz and Rojas batting at the top of the lineup. Brinson batting third, not a middle of the order hitter. And then this Isan Diaz, the second baseman. You know what's all your problem? Play Jazz Chisholm at his natural born position shortstop. Play Isan Diaz at his natural position second base. And you play Rojas at third base. But where's Brian Anderson? I don't know. Giants, we over there. Slater's not a leadoff hitter. He's a power guy, and he's not a center fielder. He's not a great outfielder. Bryant, we over. He's not a number 2 hitter, nor is he an outfielder. Jaron Rupp is not a left fielder, nor why would you bat him leadoff? He's an all-or-nothing power guy. Brandon Crawford is not a cleanup hitter, nor is Buster Posey number 2 hitter or Brandon Belt. You're putting the wrong guys in the 2 spot and the wrong guys in the middle of the lineup. But then Vossler's a natural born third baseman, so I'm not that upset he's playing second base. But when you have Estrada and you got Dubone, I know Flores is hurt and Lestella's been hurt, but it's like, and Solano's hurt, but you got 2 guys who can play second base there, so put Vossler at third base. Then Quintana, they just picked him up supposedly. They don't have room in the rotation, so he's out of the bullpen. Okay, whatever. Braves, we know Ozzy Albies is perfect in the 2 spot. He's not a leadoff hitter. Nor is Soler's not a number 2 hitter. Nor is he a leadoff hitter, or is Rosario a leadoff hitter. I know you want to get their bats in the lineup, but you have guys who can do that. And then Arcia, he's a natural born shortstop. I know there's room in the infield, but stop playing him in the outfield. And Adam Duvall is a bad defensive third baseman who's a stretch when he used to play right field. So why you play him in left field is fine, but center field is stretch. I remember Eddie Rosario played some center field in Minnesota. If you're not going to play Jack Peterson, Guillermo Herrera, or Monte, play Arcia in center field. It's crazy to see Adam Duvall in center field when he's not a good outfielder to begin with. The Tuki Toussaint pitch on the bullpen when they need starting pitching. Astros, Michael Brantley wrote this. Not a number 2 hitter, not a leadoff hitter. Bat in third or fifth, perfect. We wrote this. Altuve, not a leadoff hitter. Jordan Alvarez is the first baseman, really, masquerading as the left fielder DH. He cannot play the outfield, and this Jones guy is a natural born first baseman. Why are you throwing him in left field? And then the Rangers. Why is Terrell Cotter pitching at the bullpen when you got a bunch of crappy starting pitching? And Xander Cavallepa is not a shortstop. We've been over this all season, nor is he second baseman or leadoff hitter. Twins. Polanco's batted everywhere. They have batted leadoff, batted second, batted third. Like, I think 5 or 6 is where he should be. And then he played shortstop in a game, which is interesting, even though you got Nick Gordon who can do that. And then Refsnyder. Stop playing him in the outfield. He's a natural born infielder, nor is he a middle of the order hitter batting third. I don't want to see Nick Gordon, who I mentioned, in the outfield either. He's a shortstop. Then Byron Buxton had him lead off, which I would always want him to do, but he's not the girl's greatest hitter, nor is he a number 2 hitter. And then Arise, why is he DH? That's a waste of a DH spot when you got Miguel Sano and you have Josh Donaldson. That's just really, really stupid there. Padre. I know with Tatis injury, you're playing in the outfield, but he's not a leadoff hitter or a cleanup hitter. I know he's been grading up, but that's not where he belongs. Pham's not a number 4 hitter. And wasting a DH spot on him when you have Hosmer and Will Myers is stupid, or you can DH Tatis to keep him healthy. And then Profar out there playing the outfield and first base when they got Jake Marisnick who can play the outfield, and got Will Myers who can play first base if Hosmer doesn't. And then it's just like, what are you doing? Angels, Ohtani leading off or batting second. We go over this. He's the best player on your team. He drives in lots of runs, a lot of home runs, batting middle lineup. And Gosselin's not a middle hitter, he's a utility player. Yankees, we go over this. DJ Mayo's not a leadoff hitter. but I've accepted to keep doing it over and over. But Judge and Rizzo are not number 2 hitters, and Judge is not a center fielder. It's again, playing in the offensive lineup just so you can get everybody in is just stupid. And then Andrew Heaney pitching a bullpen is stupid when you got him to start. 8. Starting Marte is a middle order hitter. Don't want to see Jed Lowry batting cleanup when Marte could bat in the middle lineup. I did like that they moved Mark Cannon down to 6 or 7, and they've had Tony Kemp or Pinder in the top of the lineup. That's good. Cannon's supposed to be a middle order hitter, but then when you put him in right field, that's a stretch. I know Piscotty's hurt and Laureano's busted for PEDs, but you got enough guys who can play right field. Rockies, Connor Joey Groves, not a leadoff hitter, nor is he a left fielder. And there's this team pitching out of the bullpen when he's a starting pitcher is a waste. And then there's Taylor Motter, and Garrett Hampson playing the outfield when they got enough outfielders. It's pretty stupid. Tapia, and you got Hilliard and Daza. Like, what are you doing? And Blackman's out of cleanup. It'll be over. No, we've been over this. Dodgers. Justin Turner, Max Muncy, none number 2 hitters. What are you doing? Why is Mookie Betts playing second base? You pay him all this money, and you're just out there playing Cody Bellinger first baseman in center field when you play Mookie Betts or AJ Pollock. And then Justin Turner pitching a blowout, which is interesting. And then I don't get the whole Gratitol and Corey Knebel and David Price pitching out of bullpen or being opener. Gratitol is a natural-born starter. Why don't you start him? And why isn't Price just starting the game to begin with, which is pretty stupid? Royal. Why is O'Hearn playing the outfield? They got enough outfielders. Dozier's, I can't. You're playing all these people I'd never heard of, or utility players at third base when you can just play Hunter Dozier. It's one thing if you bump Dozier off to play Whit Merrifield or Mundeside. That's just, and then this Rivera dude playing first baseman, not even a first baseman, causes guys like Dozier and O'Hearn to play in the outfield. And then we went as Bubik and Zimmer and Irvin Santana pitching on the bullpen. I guess they got enough starters. And over this, Bedrew Tenney is not a cleanup hitter. Not who he is. Mariners, stop batting Mitch Haniger second when he's not a number 2 hitter. And I don't get this. Why are you wasting time with Torrens and Raleigh and Murphy at DH or first base or catcher when you have 2 first basemen in both Marmelos and Jake Bowers wasting time? One day they played right field and left field respectively. That is one of the worst outfields I've ever seen if you're playing 2 first basemen in the outfield and you're wasting time with a catcher at first base. And then Abraham Turro is playing second base as the new Ty France because there's room at third base. There might be room at first base or DH, but they're wasting time with all those catchers, which is really, really, really stupid. And Dylan Moore, again, utility player, play him at second base, man. He's an actual second baseman. Because they've been playing so many outfielders out of position. They played Shed Long and Tim Lopes and this Haggerty dude in the outfield when they're infielders. So I just don't know what they're doing. Philly. JT Realmuto's number 2 hitter. He's a middle order hitter. And this Verling dude played first base when he's not a first baseman, when they could just play anybody at first base. Let guys play their natural position. And then Bonifacio is an outfielder, but he's not a great outfielder, so why are they playing him in center field? It's nice that he's back in the big leagues, but he's not a center fielder. And then Brewers, if you're going to DH somebody, DH Avi Garcia, Kristen Yelich, Omar Narvaez, somebody, Rowdy Tellez, or Daniel Vogelbach. Way wasting on Willie Adames. And then Omar Narvaez, we know he's not a cleanup hitter. He's just an okay enough offensive catcher. And Yelich is not a number 2 hitter. Thanks for listening to another edition of MLB Observations of the 2021 season, Week 22. For On the Radar Today blog, I'm Radar. See you guys next time.